Hey team, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. I'm so excited you're here tonight. You'll see that there's a little chat box over on your right, so make sure to check in, say hello, tell us something really good that's happening to you this week. Like tell us one awesome thing that's happened in your business and something that you're really proud of yourself for. I'd love to hear. So I'd love to give you a little shout out. So post that over to the right in the chat box. If you're new to the team and to the team call, thank you so much for being on. My name is Sarah Tri. I am the founder of Team Triceps. Team Triceps is a team that I started about 6 months into my coaching journey because a friend of mine called me Sarah Triceps, and Triceps was supposed to just be a temporary name as I came up with like a really fun one with a really good adjective. And Team Triceps just ended up sticking. And so, yeah, that's what we are. We're Team Triceps, and I love it. I love this team, and I love you guys. And, you know, part of why I continue to work so hard in this business and continue to do the things I do and to build value and to create training programs and to do team calls every week is because I'm so passionate about this. Adam and I are living in San Antonio right now. We're living in our camper, in our 35-foot long fifth wheel camper. It's kind of like a tiny house. It's 320 square feet. And we're down here because we just wanted to get out of the Wisconsin winter. So we've been down here since January and we absolutely love it. It's starting to get really, really hot here. So we were out at the pool just for like 30 minutes. We just like to go get a little bit of sun, especially because the Beachbody Cruise is coming up. And we just wanted to get a little layer. And I'm out there and I'm preparing for the team call. I'm reading, I'm taking notes. And he just looks over at me and he says, "You're such a good little worker." And I'm just like, "Thank you." And you know, I could just sit out there and enjoy the sun and I could just enjoy the quiet, but there's something that continues to always draw me back to this business and to this work. I feel like when you know that you're meant to do something, you just know. And I just know that I'm meant to do this. I know that I'm meant to help you create your life by design. I'm meant to help you live the life that you want to live. So that's what we're here for. That's what the team call is always about, is to get you to that next level, to take your business to the next level so you can create a life that you love, a life that you fully deserve, a life that you're really proud of. That's what I've done. That's what I've created for Adam and I. We're able to travel in the winter because we can work down here. We're able to have the means to do that kind of stuff. We're able to travel and see the world, and it's been nothing less than incredible. So I just want others to feel that freedom, and that's really why I'm so passionate. So let's see. What does everybody have to say? What does she want us to post? Something good that's happened, something good that's happened to you so far this week. So I can shout you out. Nobody's posted anything good yet. Come on, ladies. I know there's something good. Stacy Miller went diamond. Yeah, girl. Awesome. So super proud of you. Let's see. Alexa Lukenbach is leaving for the cruise. I'm leaving for the cruise too. We leave on Friday. I'm so excited. All right, guys. So a couple announcements before I get started. Super Saturday is on April 2nd. Please, please, please mark your calendars for Super Saturday. I just posted a video about Super Saturday. Tag your team in that video. Get your team to a Super Saturday, whether it's locally to you or somewhere locally to them, whatever. Get your team to a Super Saturday. Super Saturday is what changed my intentions about this business. It helped me go from a discount coach to, you know, really wanting to build this coach or build this business. So please get to Super Saturday. Huge game changer for me in my business, and I want you to be there. So mark your calendars for April 2nd. Okay. So Sarah Olson had a rough week, but today she woke up different. Okay, so that's good. Is different good? Is different good? Lindsay Bauer's having lots of combos and getting out of her comfort zone. I love that. My new coach, D, is on the call. Good to see you, D. Tammy got outside and ran 5 miles in 65-degree weather. That is awesome. Okay, cool. So you guys are incredible. I'm so happy to always be surrounded by you and to have this chat box on a team call. Doesn't that just make the team call? It just makes it so much more fun. Okay, so Super Saturday. Number 2, 60 Days to Diamond. So many of you guys are in there doing 60 Days to Diamond. If you're doing 60 Days to Diamond, raise up your hand. 60 Days to Diamond is killing it right now. You guys are doing an amazing job with it. Some feedback that I've been getting is that it's a little confusing to understand where we're going from day one all the way through. I mean, obviously we know we're going to diamond, but what does it look like? Like, what does the calendar look like? What are we focusing on week by week? So I had Alexa create a little PDF for us because she's the one that created the entire PDF because she's so talented at that stuff. So she created another PDF for us, just a one pager that is a calendar that shows us what we're doing every single week, like what the focus is for that particular week. And it also says on there when your free group starts, when your challenge group starts. So it just kind of gives us that bigger picture, because I know for me, I kind of like to plan that stuff out. I know a lot of you guys do too. So what I did is I went into day one post on 60 Days to Diamond, and I uploaded an entire new PDF. So anybody that's downloading the new PDF gets the calendar in their new PDF. But I also uploaded just the single sheet of that calendar. So if you go back to day one, you will see the PDF just for the calendar. You can download that and print out just that one page so that it helps you understand where we're going with this. So I think that's going to be a really good ad. And thank you, Alexa, so much for creating that for us. It is gorgeous, by the way. So I think you guys will love it. Okay. So everybody hearing audio, it seems like everybody's hearing audio. Joni, I don't know what to tell you, sister, and you probably can't even hear me anyways. I hope you can get it figured out. But it seems like everybody else is hearing me. I think so because everybody's commenting. So I apologize. I'm sorry. I wish I could reach through and help you, but I can't at this moment. Okay, so next week, no call because we will be on the cruise. We're going to be cruising. So Beachbody does a annual trip every single year for people who earn Success Club the year before, every month or throughout the year. You don't have to earn Success Club every month, but that certainly helps pay for your trip. So those of us going on the cruise this year, there's, I think, over 30 on Team Triceps going on this cruise, which is cool. We all earned that trip last year, which is awesome. So we get to celebrate on the cruise. The 2017 trip is to Punta Cana. So if you haven't gotten on the wait list for Punta Cana, go to puntacana2017.com and add yourself to the wait list so that you can get registered when an open spot opens for Punta Cana. Okay? So here we go, guys. We're going to talk about adding value to people. So this is something that I think I'm gifted at, but I also struggle with, because when you add value to people, you take a lot of what you're doing off of yourself. And I think it's so easy for us, especially in this business, to be very to want everything for ourselves, right? We want success for ourselves. But you know that quote that Larry, or that Zig Ziglar quote, that is, when you help people get what they want, the more people you help get what they want, the more you'll get what you want. It's really about putting others first. It's really about adding value to people. And I struggle with that when I'm going for rank goals like 15 star. I struggle with not focusing so much on my goal, but adding value to people to help them hit their goal, and then in turn help me hit my goal. So we all struggle with this, and I'm so proud of you for being on this call, because this is a huge step, and this is something that I think we all need work on. Okay, so adding value to people is empowering people. It's equipping people to have the tools to do it without you hand holding them, right? That's like the whole point of our business, is duplication, is helping people do this without us. Of course, when they're a new coach, we're going to help them. We're going to handhold them. We're going to get them through training. We're going to answer questions. But eventually they're going to ride. They're going to ride on their own. I mean, I've got two personally sponsored elite coaches, Meredith Gersten and Lauren Kaliski. They ride on their own. I mean, they run their own teams. Okay. Meredith has Team Takeover and Lauren has Team Fit Rev. I mean, you guys, they run their own teams, and all the other elite coaches in Team Triceps, Alexa Lickenbach, Brittany Powers, Carly Del Carlo, they all run with their own teams. That's what we want. Okay. We want to equip our people with the tools so that they can have success faster than we achieve success. And I'll tell you from personal experience, it's really hard to let your coaches out of the nest. It's really hard to let them fly. And sometimes it's hard, and I know this has happened to a lot of us, it's hard to see our coaches achieve success even above us, right? I know I have a little mastermind group with some of the top coaches on Team Triceps, and I always joke with them because they're like right on my tail with rank and earning different accolades and different stuff. And I'm like, you guys can't beat me. That's what keeps me motivated, is because I don't want you to beat me. And it's just like a funny joke, but it kind of plays into this. We have to be willing to accept the fact that when we are good leaders and when we add value to people and we add tools and we empower people, they are going to rise above us, and we have to be okay with that. Okay. So it's that thing. What's that one saying about if you can catch a man his dinner by going out and fishing for him and bringing him a fish, or you can teach him how to fish and he'll have dinner for a lifetime, right? It's the same concept. Okay. So significance, like creating significance in your life, happens by adding value to people. And you can't have significance with selfishness. They do not go together. Okay. And if you want to have a life of significance, you have to add value to people. So a lot of times my way of adding value to people is providing real talk, providing tough love. I think too many people sugarcoat things. I think too many of us are too often not given the truth. I think too many of us are told that everything's going to be okay, or that we're doing everything right, when in reality, there's things that we can change to be more successful. And do you know why people don't tell you the truth? Because it's really, really hard to give criticism, and it's really hard to call somebody out, and it's really hard to give somebody tough love. It's really hard to tell them the truth. That's why people don't do it. But that's how I add value. That's what's different about me as a leader, is I do give tough love, and I know not everybody likes it. When I send messages to people that are kind of like a call out, that are kind of like a tough love, like, what are you doing? Why aren't you here? Why aren't you doing this? You told me this was important to you. When I call people out like that, it's not easy. And I get this feeling in my gut that I'm just like, was that the right thing to do? So I'm telling you that when I do that, it's out of adding value to my coaches. It's not out of selfishness for me. It's not because I want you to succeed so I succeed. It's because I want you to succeed. That's not an easy thing for me to do, is to give tough love. If you're a leader and you've given tough love to your coaches, or even if you're a mom or a parent and you've given tough love to your kids, you know that's hard. Or even at work, when you have to tell someone and give them criticisms, it's never easy. It's just not. But that's what adds value to people. That's one of my ways of adding value to people. Okay. So I just wanted to give you that example because I think it's important to understand that there's a difference between selfishness and significance. And a lot of times, sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Like, people may get a message from me and immediately think I'm attacking them, but really it's fully out of love, and it's fully out of bringing value to their life and opening up their perspective and opening up their minds to what they need to tweak to be better and successful. Does that make sense? Are we all good on that? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Stacy says, when should we do our own thing? Stacy, that's a great question, and totally on a different topic. But I posted there's a video that I posted in the Diamond page. Since you're brand new to the Diamond page, you can check it out. It's on my YouTube under Team Triceps Diamond Calls. That's a playlist that I have. But it's about staying in phase one, and it's about still utilizing the team resources, but creating your own team community. So there's I would say it's a good time to break off when you feel the need that the bigger team is getting too big and you're losing your coaches in that bigger team. I think a good time to really start building your own resources and building your own trainings is when you're making a decent amount of residual income, when you can kind of shift more into some of that management stuff. But really, I think it's a really good thing to continue to use team resources as long as you can, because creating a lot of the training programs that we create takes a lot of time. And I do that so that you guys can have an easier time staying in phase one. But anyway, Stacy, look at that diamond call. It's called How to Go from Diamond to Star Diamond. And I talk a lot about phase one. Okay, so I've got some slides that I want to share with you guys. That's just to help me stay on track. So let me just switch over here. Okay. Can we see my slides? I think we can see my slides. Okay, so adding value to others, right? So your first step in adding value to others is you must add value. I must add value to myself. So I want you to say that out loud. I must add value to myself. And I don't want you to just say that. I don't want you to just say it in terms of I add value to myself. I want you to believe it. Like, I want you to know that you're adding value to yourself. Okay, take that a step further. You can't just say out loud that I add value to others. You can't just say I'm someone who adds value to others. You can't just say it. Your actions have to support that. And in order to have the actions that support that, you have to first add value to yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you do add value. Okay? So you have to invest in yourself daily. You have to be open to continually growing. You guys, I struggle a lot with staying on top of my personal development, especially the last 6 months. I have no idea why, but for whatever reason, I cannot get into a good routine with reading my personal development. I go in and out. I binge on it for a while and then I step away, and I binge on it for a while and I step away, but it needs to become more of a daily habit for me. And, I'm doing this call because I had an epiphany this weekend, because I dug back into my personal development. And I think it's really important that we focus on this. But investing in yourself every single day, reading even just 10 pages, 10 minutes, listening to something for 10 minutes, changes your mindset. It changes how you think of things. It changes your perspective. So you have to add value to yourself by continuing to learn all the time. Okay. You have to have positive thinking, and positive thinking comes from surrounding yourself with positive reinforcement in personal development, right? And positive thinking then grows into positive action. And you have to have both. You can't just have positive thoughts without the action. You have to take the action, and the action is what brings you outside of your comfort zone. And having the positive thoughts helps you create the action, but you have to have the action. The action has to be there. Okay. So I want to make this really clear about adding value to yourself and having that positive thought process and taking positive action. If you put a small price on yourself, like you have a small price tag on who you are and yourself, I can promise you that the world is not going to raise it. But that's up to you. You have to raise your own price tag. You have to raise your own self-worth. Okay? If you continue with low self-esteem and you don't believe in yourself, and you have poor self-worth, if I can say that, you will never be able to impact the lives of others. You just won't. Okay, so I have a quote for you that I want to read. It's from Brian Tracy. And he says, "There's a direct relationship between your own level of self-esteem and the health of your personality. The more you like and respect yourself, the more you like and respect other people. The more you consider yourself to be a valuable and worthwhile person, the more you consider others to be valuable and worthwhile as well. The more you accept yourself just as you are, the more you accept others just as they are." Okay, so I just want you guys to know that when you have a bad self-image of yourself, or a poor self-worth, if I can't say that word, you are not going to project well onto others. You are going to treat others in not a good way. You're not going to be adding value to others. And it's not that you're doing that maliciously. You're not doing that on purpose. It just comes out because you don't have the belief and trust in your heart of who you are. So many of you struggle with this. So many of you were told no. We're told that you're not good enough. We're told that you'll never make anything of your life. You were told no over and over again as a child. I had a beautiful childhood, and I was told that I could do anything I want. So I'm lucky. I never had that self-doubt. I always had self-confidence in myself. But when you have self-doubt, you have to surround yourself with personal development, and you have to add value to yourself. So a lot of you are going to be here in step 1, and that's okay. Know that it's a process. Know that it's a journey. Know that it's going to get better. But if you don't commit to daily personal development, it will never get better. Okay, step 2. I must value others. Of course, if you're going to add value to others, you must value other people, right? So you have to know people's story. Okay, if you understand somebody's story, if you know where they came from, if you know what they've been through, how much does your perspective change on who they are and how they've treated you or what kind of day they've had? It changes things. So know people's story, ask them questions, get to know them, know where they've been, take a walk in their shoes. So valuing others also means relating to people. So you must value others on your same level. So if you feel in some way that you're above people because of success that you've achieved, or because you are now healthy and you see other people eating junk, if you look down on those people, you will never relate to them and you will never value them. Therefore, you will never add value to them. Adam and I have come so far in our journey to getting healthy. Most recently, we've decided to become vegetarians. And we talk a lot about it, but that doesn't mean that we're judging people who aren't vegetarians. We know that it's a process. I knew 2 years ago that I wanted to experiment with vegetarianism, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. And so many people that still drink diet soda and that still go to McDonald's or Taco Bell, there's just something in them that isn't ready. It doesn't mean that we have to look down on them or judge them. We value them. We know their stories and we relate to them because we were once them. So here's an example. We travel a lot. So when we travel, we go out to eat. And when we go out to eat or when we're at hotels, there's a lot of people in the service industry. And I see more often than I wish to see people treating people in the service in this industry terribly. I remember a very distinct time. I was out to dinner with a large group of people, and there was someone in our group that was not treating the server with respect. It was a super busy night, and that server really couldn't do anything to help us. And she was doing her best. Like, honestly, she was doing her best. And I've been in the service industry. I've been a bartender many years of my life. And it was easy for me to relate with her because I had been in her shoes. But maybe that person hadn't been in her shoes. And I don't think that person who was treating the waitress badly was doing it maliciously or with intent to hurt. I just don't think that she was taking the time to relate to that person's story or be present in the moment. She wasn't being intentional about valuing other people. Okay, so you have to remember every day to value the other people, that we're all humans, we're all on the same level. Okay, that's how you add value to people's lives, if you value their life to begin with. Okay, so know that some people may not value themselves yet. So if we go back to that quote about Brian Tracy, that Brian Tracy said, and he said that if you don't value yourself, then you can never value others. So know that when you come into contact with someone who's rude, who's obnoxious, who doesn't treat you with the respect that you deserve, just know that there's something going on with them, that they're fighting, some sort of struggle in themselves, that they have poor self-worth. Self-worth. Gosh darn it, I can't say that word. Okay, so just know that. Take a deep breath and just relate with them. Just relate. And just know, you guys, this is so huge. Just know that none of that is ever personal. It's not for you. People reflect onto you how they feel about themselves. So just know that. Just know that, okay? And when you reflect poorly onto someone else and you think back on that moment, don't you sometimes just cringe and you're like, man, I wish I could have that moment back. So there's got to be a trigger. You gotta have this, you got to think about this stuff more often. You have to be more intentional about it. How do you be more intentional about it? You read personal development every single day. So the last thing on this, in valuing others and relating to people and being on their level, is that means that you have to share your failures. You have to be vulnerable. I know we talk about this a lot, but you have to show that you've also overcome those failures. So I see a ton of people posting about, okay, I didn't eat well this weekend, but I'm back on the wagon. And then the next Monday, they're like, well, I didn't eat well this weekend, but I'm back on the wagon. And there's never any progress. There's always just failure. Well, first of all, I give them kudos for continuing to admit the failure. But you guys, in order to inspire people, we've got to overcome some of those things. We've got to find tools and resources to overcome. That's how we inspire people to take action. Okay, so we have to be relatable on the fact that we share our vulnerabilities, we share our failures, but we also share how we've overcome them to be successful. I know for me, as I'm writing these notes for this call, I don't do that enough. I don't share with you guys enough how I fail and how I struggle and how I overcome. I guess that's pride. I don't know. Because I'm the mama bear of Team Triceps. I don't know what it is, but it's something I'm working on. And it's something that I need to do to relate with all of you on a deeper level. Okay, step 3. I must value what others have done for me. So say that. I must value what others have done for me. So many of you reach out to me and tell me how much you appreciate, 60 Days to Diamond and all that I do for the team. And I mean, that in itself makes my day. So thank you for that. That means so much. I remember the first time I went to Platinum Edge when Christine Dwyer put on Platinum Edge. I asked my upline for her address and somehow she couldn't find it or whatever. So I went out and I was resourceful. I did my research. I found Christine Dwyer's address and I sent her a handwritten thank you note because I knew how hard putting an event on was. I knew how big of a deal that was. And I sent her a personal note. Even though she didn't really even know who I was at the time, I sent her a personal note thanking her for that event. Value what others have done for you. When we count our blessings and we realize what others have done for us, it stimulates us to pay it forward. When you think about all the foundation that's been laid before us for this business, like all the blood, sweat, and tears that has come in the last 8 years of Team Beachbody being Team Beachbody and being a coach network, you can only think of it. Really only can inspire you to continue to pay it forward. Right? That's the ripple effect, you guys. Like there's something so inspiring about that me making one decision to do this, to join, has affected all of you. Christine Dwyer choosing to come into this business and run with it the way she ran with it has affected all of us. So one thing that I want to talk about is upline support. And I know I've said it before, and I know I've heard many of you say it, that you have no upline support. But I want you to think about that for a second. And instead of saying, I want you to think of something. I want you to think of, I don't have upline support versus I don't have a direct mentor helping me daily. Because I'll tell you that I'm your upline and I support you. I am your upline and I support you. Maybe you don't have direct mentorship. You guys, believe me, I would love to help all of you. When this team was small, I did help everybody. I used to have one-on-one calls with every new Emerald on the team. I love this. I love you. I want to help you, but there's no way I can give you direct mentorship. So when you say you don't have upline support, you're not being grateful for what others have done for you. Because you do have upline support. I am your upline support. I just can't help you directly, but I can help you by creating programs like 60 Days to Diamond, by creating Rock the Basics, by creating new coach training processes. Okay? So don't be the person that always has this black cloud above them. Someone who says, I never get picked, or nobody ever joins my challenge groups, or nobody helps me. I don't get any support. You guys know who I'm talking about. And I'm sure you've caught yourself saying that. Don't be that person, because these people live a very self consuming life. And you can never have a life of significance or add value to anybody with that attitude. You have to take responsibility for who you are. I always say if I'm failing somewhere in my business, it's on me, and I have to take a look in the mirror. It's never anybody else's fault except mine. I hold my business up to a mirror, and I try really hard to help you guys do the same thing. My direct mentorships, the groups that I'm working with right now who are doing 60 days to diamond, are tracking, and I'm staying very on top of them for tracking, because I want to hold a mirror up to their business to help them find the weaknesses on where they can help grow their business. Okay. So lastly, step 4 is I must be proactive and make adding value a lifestyle, right? So doing these 3 things to prepare you to add value to people. You guys know what it means to add value. Add value means helping people, encouraging them, telling them about how much water they should drink. You guys know what adding value means. But there's steps before you add the value that have to happen before you can truly in your heart, in your soul, care about others and put others first and add value to others first. Okay. So be proactive. I must be proactive and make adding value a lifestyle for me. So I want you to make it a goal every single day to make somebody smile. Okay. So if you are out at a restaurant and your waiter is having the worst day ever, leave them a bigger tip than you normally would leave a good waiter. That is going to make them smile. They are just having a really bad day. We all have them. Help them not have such a bad day. Encourage people, relate to people. I've been there, but it's going to be okay. When you're just having that really bad day and everything seems like it's coming to an end, like your world is just over, like you just want to crawl into a hole and be done with it, right? Who feels like that? I mean, I feel like that on some days. And on those days, all I ever want to know is that it's going to be okay. All I ever want someone to say to me is, dude, it's going to be okay. Like, I promise you, it's going to be okay. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad life. So sometimes people just need that encouragement and just need that one little piece of value add. Adding value to people every day is a really great way to start conversations. So I'm reading the book by John C. Maxwell called Intentional Living. And a lot of this call is from that book. But in that book, he talks about how people that he works with, other leaders in business, make it a goal to reach out to 5 people a day and encourage them and add value to their life. Well, we do that. We reach out to people every day, right? We have this goal in 60 Days to Diamond to reach out to 2 people on Instagram and 2 people on Facebook. But how about we think of it different? How about we think of adding value to their life, like giving them some sort of encouragement or sending them a positive quote or sending them something that's going to encourage them or make them laugh, make them smile, make them inspired for that day. That is a hell of a way to create a conversation. Being proactive is also about closing that success gap. So people look at us and say, well, you got results. I can't get results. You're different. You do better. Like, you have this and I don't have that. You know how people are. Anything to make an excuse to not hold the mirror up to themselves, right? So you have to proactively close the success gap. What does that mean? That means you have to relate to others on the daily and you have to be vulnerable on the daily. I've been there. It's going to be okay. I've been there. It's going to be okay. I've been there. It's going to be okay. Right? You guys got this? Okay. So let me just stop the screen share for a minute. So you guys, really, ultimately, my best piece of advice for you is to start with yourself. Value yourself enough to dig into personal development every single day. It's the number one factor for your success. So adding value to yourself is going to help you add value to others. It's going to help you value others. It's going to help you be thankful for all that you've been given, for what others have done for you. And that helps you add value. Yes, Amanda, feel, felt, found. That's awesome. When someone is saying, that they are scared to do something, or they don't think that they can do it, you say, I felt the same way. Or it goes, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. Okay. And you put your, you create your message around that. Okay. Lindsay Bauer just finished Intentional Living. It is an awesome book. I'm loving, loving, loving it. So yeah, are we good? Are we good? I think we're good. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you for being here. Seriously, this kind of call, there's not a lot of tangible things for you to take away and implement in your business. Maybe there's a few nuggets, but this call is more about here. It's more about the heart. It's more about the feeling. It's more about caring and creating significance. It's more about inspiration. It's more about motivation, right? You guys know that I love the step-by-step tangible stuff that I love to teach you, but this stuff is still needed too. And this is what I'm personally and the things that I need to work on. So I'm sharing that with you guys, because if I'm going through it, I know you're going through it. You guys are amazing. Charlani and Carissa, thank you for being on. I just sent them a little voice text congratulating them on Diamond. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Have a great week. For those of you getting on the cruise, I will see you in like 4 days. 4 days. We're going to have so much fun. See you guys soon. Take care. Have a good night.